What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another day in Car Mechanic Simulator 2021 with me, the Virtual Mechanic, and today's beautiful project. This is our Lacroix Fret, and this is our special edition for the Discord competition. This is the Hoonivan. It is going to look absolutely incredible. I hope you guys are going to enjoy this. I have sort of stolen inspiration from a Ken Block livery, hence the Hoonivan name. Is going to look absolutely fantastic. I hope you guys are going to enjoy this one. But before we fully jump into that, I need to say I made a mistake in the last episode. I said that the short cab or single cab pickup is available with TK Aftermarket. It's not available with TK Aftermarket. You have to download it separately from Nexus Mods, but you do need to have the public test version of TK Aftermarket to download it. And yes, that ME engine is included in the public test version of TK Aftermarket. So get TK Aftermarket, get the Miami engine, and then go onto Nexus and find that single cab or short bed or something like that, I think it's called. Easy to find on Nexus to get that F350 single cab version that looks absolutely incredible that we did in the last episode. And also, I said that you can't get the access to that rear license plate. You can. I'll put two images on screen. Multiply helped me and showed me there is a way to do it. So if you are stuck with that, you don't have to delete your rear license plate, make it as a dummy or whatever. You can actually mount it. You just have to be underneath the truck, a bit lower down, or actually in beside it. There's a couple of pictures on screen. Check them out. Thank you very much, Multiply, for that one. Big help, as always. But anyway, let's get back to this wonderful video, our beautiful Hoonivan, and let's jump in and take a look. As I said, it is the Lacroix Fret. I don't know how to say that. We're just going to call it the Hoonivan because that's what it's called from here on out. I've made it available in all of the places, so this config that will be made available to my channel members over on the Discord server. Go and check it out. Make sure you download it. Pop it in the right folders and everything like that. All the explanation is on that Discord. So if you do want access to become a channel member for £2.99 a month, member of the VM Garage Club, where you'll get access to all my configs and liveries, a special Discord, and early previews of all of my builds. Anyway, back to this Hoonivan. I was going to try and call it that again, but I'm not going to bother. Did we get a good deal from it? We got ours from the auction house. We didn't. 17,163 is what I paid, and I could sell it for 13,060 as it stands, losing out on 4,103 before we even begin. But hopefully, even though we're not selling it, we'll be able to claw that one back and make this a very profitable vehicle. Although we're definitely not selling this bad boy. I'm very much hoping it ends up in the top 5. It is our show cardboard build, so I do need you guys to give this one a score out of 10 once you've seen the full build. The engine in this one is the i4 1.9 litre TDI turbo diesel engine, all-wheel drive, thanks to TK Aftermarket. This one's going to be a lot of fun. I have made it for all-wheel drive, 4x4, whatever you want to call it. Hopefully it's going to look absolutely incredible. There is very little left of that engine there. I'm going to go up into photo mode and go over above. There is literally no engine in there. So, I mean, we could try and salvage what we've got from that block, but I don't think it's worth it. So I think we should just go in using the TK Basics mod. I can't remember what button it is. The Z, there we go. To go through, as you can see, scrolling through these so I can go and buy. I'm going to go and buy a tuned engine. Now, I want the all-wheel drive. This one here, the i4 1.9 litre TDI turbo diesel all-wheel drive engine from TK Aftermarket. Let's buy that, and let's go and pop that one on the stand and see what she looks like with all her performance parts before, obviously, we paint this one a little bit later. There she is, looking a pretty fancy. I do think that one looks pretty cool, and it is obviously a turbo diesel engine. So we've got lots of parts on here to play around with, and also I've got lots of custom piping in the engine bay along with the custom exhaust. So we've got lots of stuff set out for us today with this beautiful Hoonivan. And while we're here, we need to talk about beautiful merch. The Virtual Mechanic shop.44.com. Although the Signature Series t-shirts and mugs are no longer available, there is plenty of other Virtual Mechanic branded goods there. Hats, t-shirts, cups, mugs, whatever you want. I say whatever you want. It's not whatever you want. But there is some stuff there. Please head over and check it out. Maybe purchase something for yourself, a loved one, especially if they're a fan of me or Car Mechanic Simulator, because over on this side Obviously, just the 2 separate banners. But in the shop, we've got all of this Car Mechanic Simulator merch available as well. Multiple different colours, multiple different styles, 2 different style actual logos on there. You've got the full cover art, I guess you want to call it, on there. And then a modified version that I did myself just up there, available on mugs, t-shirts, and all of the like. That is virtualmechanic-shop.fourthwall.com. Please head over and check it out. Linked in the description below, along with a couple of items. But let's get back to our beautiful Hoonivan. I am definitely looking forward to this. It's got lots of bonus parts. It is completely custom. It's going to look absolutely incredible. And I will say, it did look better, but I overused the parts limit, making my custom exhaust and all of that. So I had to then make some changes so that we could keep some stuff in the engine bay, you know, such as a radiator and things like that. Too many pipes. But anyway, enough rabbiting on. Let's get on with this build. Let's get this beautiful Hoonivan into the car wash. Let's get it cleaned up. In the car wash with the Hoonivan. Let's get it cleaned. We can already see we've got some mismatched panels. But is this black, brown underneath here? I'm not sure. Let's get it cleaned. And let's find out, what colour are you, you beast of a van? I'm definitely looking forward to showing this. So this is a black with one shiny blue panel just on there for good measure. I think that's pretty much all of it. And to be honest, we don't look like we're missing that much. I don't know why that bit stayed the sort of same colour as that, though. That's weird. Maybe it's not. Maybe that's just the interior colour. We do have a little bit of poking through here, but I have some bonus parts that will cover all of that up a bit later on. So let's get the interior done. Get this beast back on the lifter. Get what's left of that engine ripped out of there. Stripped everything else down. And then it's time to come back and sort out this bodywork. The Hoonivan's in the air. Very clear and empty under here. Is there an oil pan? No oil pan, so we don't need to drain any of that. I want to get in underneath, not the pipes. Thank you very much. There we go. But we do still have to take a few bits out. Do we have a starter? Thank you. We don't have a starter. Otherwise, I'd have had to go back into the engine bay and remove that. Anyway, let's get this wheel off. Nice and simple. Just the one wheel on one side. The other side is empty. Out with that drive shaft. And then the central front drive shaft. And then that gearbox. And that should be one rusty bolt. Everything we need to take out of there to pull what's left of that block out and get rid of it. We're going to strip it down and scrap it off because we don't need it anymore. So let's go and grab the engine crane and pull what's left of that tired little turbo diesel out, ready to be replaced by our shiny new one with all of its performance parts. Nice and simple. Came out nice and easy. We are going to jump into this engine bay just to check. I think everything is missing. I don't think we've got anything in here. We'll check it all out a bit later on rather than showing you guys all of the pipe layout for later. I think it'll be more fun just to show you that when it comes. So it looks like we haven't got anything in the engine bay anyway. And obviously we've got our work cut out replacing some of the stuff on the suspension. Replacing the no hubcap because it's 4-wheel drive. But brake pads, brake calipers, that sort of stuff down the back here. A couple of bushings missing. But apart from that, on the back cover, not too bad. We do still have our work cut out ahead of us though. No liquids to drain or anything like that. So I'm going to crack on, get the rest of this all stripped down, repaired, replaced or upgraded, ready to go back in alongside with that shiny new engine. And then we'll come back. We'll sort out all this bodywork and get this beautiful beast into the paint shop. That's everything repaired, replaced or upgraded, ready to go back in the beautiful Hoonivan, which will start taking shape very, very soon. Now we need to start stripping everything off though. We've got a few alternative body parts such as the hood and front bumper on here, looking fantastic. Out with the standard fenders, off the door, window and mirror. No windshield in there. I tried to take it out, but it's missing, so we'll gloss over that. Out with the door on the other side. I can't remember all of the parts. Well, I think that's a piece. Rear window out you come. Although it's not really that relevant because we've got obviously the back doors, or at least we've got one of them at the moment. Standard rear bumper. I've used a lot of alternative parts, but I didn't really like the look of the rear bumper on this one. Feel free to use it yourself if you get access to this config by becoming a channel member. But I think that's everything stripped off. Let's just double check. I do want to be in that screen, but not right now. There we go. Bare frame for the Hoonivan. I'm not going to switch it. We're going to leave it there, obviously showing that there's nothing on here. The frame is at 59%, and I bought the van for a little over 17,000. So what do we think? Probably not a lot. I didn't change any dramatic settings inside the car editor. Just made it look the way I wanted it to. So I'm going to go 950. 600. I was way off. I tried keeping it low, but was still way off. If we jump in to the body shop, we go into the standard bodywork station and the Lacroix fret. that is all of your basic parts, your rear bumper, front bumper, and all of that. But this one does have a few tuning options. If we go into here, headlights, tail lights, front bumper, rear bumper, and the hood. We are using all of it apart from that rear bumper because I'm not a big fan of it. But we'll leave that. I've kept the piping at the front. We're going to do a thing with that. I've done my own thing for the back. So we'll check it out a little bit later on. But there we go. I'm going to go repair the bits I can repair. Buy the bits I have to buy. Start getting this back together. Then we'll put some bonus parts on it. And then we'll put it into the paint shop so I can finally showcase off the livery I've created for this beautiful Hoonivan. And as I said, it is a rip-off, stolen, copied. Copied is not the right words because it is my own version of the drip livery. That's right. Let's go check it out in just a few moments. Let's get some bonus parts on and get this beautiful body all back together. And then it'll be into the paint shop for the beautiful Hoonivan. I'm going to start with a couple of bonus parts. We got some extra ones at the back here. I need to work out which is which. I think it's this one. This is going to be our big rear tubs in the back. This will hide the suspension and some of the extra bodywork we have done around the. Look at all of them spots in there. There is loads going on with this van. I think that's the only piece I'm going to do for now. And we'll come back and sort some of the other pieces out a little bit later on. It's only because they're inside. I just wanted to get them done. So let's crack on with getting this body back together. We might as well start at this rear end. As I said, standard rear bumper on there. And then we've got the alternative or B version tail lights looking fantastic. In you go. Put the rear door on. We've got obviously a big door. Had to buy a new one on that side. And a little door on the other side. But while I'm here, I'm just going to open you up. I'm going to put that rear window in so we don't forget it. In you go. Close you back down again. And a blank license plate just for the time being. Let's move on around. We've got the front doors. Just the standard doors. Windows and mirrors on there. In you go. And obviously a windshield in there as well. Standard fenders. And then at the front, we've got the alternative front bumper. The B bumper. The B headlights. Looking very, very nice. And obviously, we've got that alternative / B hood with the grille and vent in it. Looking fantastic. Fender on the other side. And then we'll get this door, window and mirror in. And that should be everything for the main parts of the bodywork. Then we've just got some extension pieces to go. And then we'll come back and sort out the interior. So we'll start back at the back again. That was good English, wasn't it? But let's crack on. Down at the rear here, I've got a double diffuser. 2 diffusers, if I could find them. 1 on each side. And it is a little bit over the top, but I couldn't use just one because it was too big. And the wheels basically sit too far back. So it was just clipping in. Obviously, when it's full size, it comes back to like here. Clipped in with everything. So I split it into 2. But I do think it looks quite good. And also, we've used them as our exhaust cutouts. I'm quite pleased with how it turned out. Maybe we'll wait and see to the final product before we grab a judgment. Then onto here, these tubs. Now, I've used double tubs on either side to give us a little wide body flare. And as you can see, it's used 2 to make it look a bit thicker and bring it out. I was trying to get it higher up. I couldn't get it to work. Time restraints and things like that. But I still think that looks very good. We have that on all 4 sides. So we'll crack on and get you on and you on there. And then on the side here as well, just for a little bit of added width, we've got a running board on there looking very nice. Let's get the other side up to the same spot. On we go with our tubs. Tub there, running board just there. And then we got a double tubs at the back again, 1 and 2. And obviously, one of the reasons we put the tubs in the back here was to hide all of that tubbing and also the suspension that clips up through. You can't see any of it popping through. So I'm very pleased with how that turned out. Looking good on there. Obviously, you can see it clipping in the bit of the body, but once the wheels are on and it's all painted, you shouldn't notice. At the front here, we have an extra... At the front here, when it wants to work, at the front here, there we go. We have a little front spoiler free on there, giving us a bit of extra width and just a bit more depth. Just looking just that little bit better, in my opinion. Now, one of these is a rear spoiler up here, but I'm not sure which. I'm going to guess this one. Oh, nailed it. It was the actual perfect right one. There we go. And a big old wing on the back there. Looking absolutely fantastic. The rest of this interior stuff we'll sort out later. But we do have one more piece to put in. We shouldn't put it in now, but we're going to just because it's there. I think it's this one, which is the strut bar. There we go, running across the top. Obviously, the shocks will poke up through, and we will give that one a bit of colour a little bit later on. The rest of the bonus parts we will cover later on. But there she is, exterior-wise. Looking a bit dull at the moment. Don't worry, once we get this into the paint shop, it should look absolutely fantastic. Fingers crossed on that one. But have we got everything all back together? No, because we haven't done any interior. So let's get on and get on the interior. Our steering wheel, I'm undecided which one I want to use. After I've tried painting them later, I'll decide which one. So we're just going to put in the AVM steering wheel for the moment. And the seats, I'm definitely swapping these out. We're going for the Lotus Esprit seats in here. Should look pretty mean, and also once we get some colour on them a bit later on, should look absolutely fantastic. Very, very pleased with this. There we go. Now have we got everything up to 100% that we can do at the moment? That's not the screen I want. There we go. 100%, 100%, 100%. It definitely is. Let's get the Hoonivan into the paint shop, get that livery on, and decide what we're going to do with some of the beautiful accent colours on this beautiful Hoonivan. Here we are then in the paint shop, and I've got a custom finish on this at the moment. So let's talk about that before we jump into anything else. I'm sort of calling this maybe satin. It's not quite pearl, but anyway. So yeah, I've gone for a 70 metalness on there, 30 roughness, and 0 clear coat. It's still got a bit of a shine to it, sort of somewhere between matte and pearl, I would say, in my opinion. I like the look of the finish. Obviously, we're only seeing it in this white at the moment. We will see it in some other colours in a moment. Let's get on with it. Let's check out the liveries. Now, this does have some standard liveries. You've got a lovely little HML, rip off of DHL. I mean, look at that red in this sort of what I'm calling satin. It looks absolutely fantastic. Love that. Not using that livery, though. Then we've got the Pizzeria Mamma Mia livery. Again, it's just the little pizza badges. We're not going to stick with this. And then we've got what I've created for this build today. On we go with the Hoonivan livery. It is my own version / rip-off of the drip livery. I think it looks absolutely fantastic. Obviously, got the Hoonigan logo up here with the G crossed out and a V added in there. Looking very nice. Normal Hoonigan logo at the back. Monster Energy DC and Ken Blocks, obviously 43. Car Mechanic Simulator, red dot on there. Same on the other side, you know, with the Hoonivan sort of mixed out. DC Shoes logo on here. And then some in-game stuff. Sprague, obviously, is the name of the spray booth. You've got Jackal's logo on there. Summit Radiator, Moonshine Performance, MSPM, Brumbo, and obviously powered by Quality of Life mod, along with some Kenblock little logos on there. And then we've got it both ways on the front there. So if it's coming up behind you, you'll definitely see it coming. That's pretty cool. And then on the roof, we've got one extra piece. Kenblock's lovely logo. Gone, but never forgotten. Kenblock forever. Rest in peace, you absolute legend. Still going on in my heart, in my mind continuously. Very long time afterwards. But anyway, enough about that. What do we think of this beautiful livery? Obviously, some bits are still going to change. I think I'm going to do all these trim pieces here in carbon fibre. Obviously, we've already got carbon on that rear piece, but I'm going to take the chrome out, make that black, hopefully. Maybe a bit of green or orange on this fin. I'm not sure. Maybe the orange, because I do want to go green on the mirrors, and I'm thinking green on the rims. We could go for green on the white bits or orange on the white bits for the interior. That might look quite good. I'm undecided what colours to add everything into yet, so we'll find out as we go on. But that's the livery we're going for. We do have... Whoa, let's talk about the colours. I almost moved on. We talked about the finish. Let's talk about the extra colours. I said about that green and orange. First off, we'll go to the orange. I'll be using 23, 100, 100. That's the deep orange, sort of matching in with that Kenblock logo, and it matches in with the orange splash around the DC, as you can see there. And then for the green, if we go all the way up here, too far. Don't want to go that far. I want to go up to 90, I think. Yeah, 90, 100, and 100. And that's trying to match in with this, although this is a bit of like a triple tone green. Got a bit more yellow in there. So we thought we'd go somewhere in the middle. And this is the colour I've decided to come up with. 90, 100, 100. Obviously, all on that custom finish. Still looking very nice, though. Anyway, let's get this back to white. Let's just bring that down. I want to leave that on white there. But we do want to get a bolts painted in that green colour. So we're going to do paint entrance screws, all screws, but not rims. We may come back to the rims a bit later on once we've painted the rims. So let's get this to the same colour as the green using for the body, which is that. Let's get you painted. On you go. I'm not sure how this is going to turn out, but I'm going to crack on. I've got a few other bits to get painted. I want to try and get this piping here at the front in a black. And then obviously I want to try and get carbon fiber on all of these bits around here and make them so that you can see them and change a few bits on there. Plus the interior, I've still got loads to paint. So I'm going to crack on, get on with that. When we come back, you'll see it transformed exterior-wise, looking totally different with all the bonus parts painted and things like that. And then we'll crack on with building the beautiful engine, the engine bay and all the bits in there. It's going to look awesome. I'm very much looking forward to it. I hope you are too. I'll be back in just a moment. That's everything painted on the beautiful Hoonivan, almost ready to go. I think she's looking pretty beautiful. Let's talk about what's changed. Obviously, we got the carbon fiber going on all the way around the edge, slightly thinner weave carbon fiber on the running boards there. But on these tubs, it looks fantastic. The standard carbon fiber on these diffusers with a little bit of steel black to take the chrome out of the arms and a bit of orange on the side pieces of that giant wing up there. Looking very nice. The mirrors obviously in a lovely little green just to finish it off. And obviously I said we've got the black metal piping on the front along with a bit of black stuff on the grill there. But we did also manage to keep the livery logos on there as well as getting the bars to go black. Looking very nice in my opinion. I'm going to go into camera mode or photo mode just so we can get a better view of these Elise seats in their beautiful green and grey on there. Looking very nice. Then we threw some orange on the steering wheel. I went for my alternative, my B steering wheel, effectively. Orange badging in the middle, orange plating around the outside, and a little orange strip just so we know when the wheel is level. We do have some bonus parts to go in here, so I think we might crack on with that in a... Yeah, do you know what? We'll do it now. I'm going to go around the other side just to make my life a little bit easier because we're going to open this door. We're going to stand about here. So let's get on and pop some of these pieces on. The first bit I'm going to go for is we've got some lovely fluffy dice hanging from the top. Standard red dice, loving that. Up here, we've got a cheeky little boost gauge, which is in the black and green. Looking very nice. And then the bottom piece, a very low one, is our center console, which is in a full white. Runs obviously front to back, hiding the original gear shifter drive shaft, which may or may not clip through, I can't remember, and a few other pieces in there. But let's get on and get the rest of it. This back piece here is the air shift bottle, and then I think the lower piece is the actual speed shifter itself, and then you've got the left and the right piece here. The left piece is a switch panel to sit on the ground there for our e-brake to go into in the orange, so it looks like it's fitting in there. I think that looks very nice, the way that's all come together. We'll go around the other side, open that door. Do you know what? We'll go into photo mode and get a slightly better view altogether of all of it. I think that's all looking pretty good in there. Gear shifter, the handbrake with its little slot that it sits into, the air shift bottle there, obviously the lovely little dial, and our fluffy dice. All looking very good. Very pleased with them. I didn't touch the tubs on the inside. They're already in like a white matching in with that, so I thought I'd just leave them as they are. Looking very good. Let's crack on. If we jump in here into the engine bay, we've got that strut bar in a beautiful green in there, and then we've got carbon fiber on the shocks, carbon fiber on the brake booster, brake servo, whatever you want to call it, and carbon fiber on the fuse box. If we then jump inside, we've obviously got Barker's beautiful skins for the ECUs. We got a little bit of black on the battery tray, green on the brackets, and carbon fiber on the top bracket plate up there, I guess. And then in here, we've got a carbon fiber fan surround with orange radiator, Summit radiator, and orange fans, and then a green intercooler down the bottom. That's literally it for the engine bay. Everything else got removed to make way for the piping that I'll get onto a little bit later. For the suspension, we did the main central cross member in a white there with black bushings. Green on the lower suspension arm just there, or green and black, should I say. There's a little bit of black there with black bushings again. Carbon fiber on the shocks, and then a few little bits of colour dotted around. Orange on the brake calipers. Looking very nice. Down the back, fuel tanks in grey and the pumps in green. And then obviously we've got the TK Aftermarket rear suspension set up down here. Lots of orange, lots of green, black, white, and obviously a little bit of carbon fiber on there as well. We also get the black back plating in black with the green bolts. Looking very good. I'm quite pleased with all of this, but now we need to go and build that turbo diesel engine. Let's just get all these doors closed. I'm going to open that hood, and we're going to go and build this beautiful engine. I think this is my first time doing this one. I'm not sure. I can't remember, but I think it is. So let's crack on. Behind here, we've got a carbon fiber timing cover and then another carbon fiber timing cover on the top with 2 orange bushings, an orange and black cam gear, and a green water pump with a white belt because it is going to be hidden underneath this timing cover, also in that same carbon fiber. Looking very nice. Let's crack on. Crankshaft pulley down here is in a beautiful orange. In fact, before we crack on with that, let's talk about some of the other parts. The block up here, I'm going to put it into normal mode, is in steel black and green. As you can see, these arms are separate pieces, so I coloured them in a green to match this pre-existing arm, which was part of it, without forcing it, so it's like a natural finish. Looking very good. Fuel filter's in an orange, and if we nip around, I think that's about it for the minute. Obviously, the alternator, power steering pump are both in a black, and the idle roller's in an orange. The head is in green and white. I think it looks pretty good. You do have your 4 glow plugs. Don't forget about these. I nearly did whilst putting this all together. You do have 2 rocker arms. Just obviously the 2 big pieces, 4 bolts each, quite long bolts, I'll be honest. Then you've got the PD fuel injectors down here as well. On top of that, there's 4 of them, and obviously your camshaft is just hidden in the centerpiece under there. And these are camshaft caps on the top. There is 5 of them to go in this vehicle. Nice and easy. Let's crack on and get on with it. The engine head cover is in carbon fiber with the diesel badge in the orange. Looking very nice. Keeping up with that carbon fiber theme we've sort of got going on. If we jump back down to the bottom here, cheeky little blacked out belt, and then obviously last piece on there, just a blacked out belt tensioner as well. And all of these bolts will go green inside the car. If we nip round to this side, I like this oil filter housing. In you go. You're in the forced orange, you know, to give it less texture. And then we've got a little oil filter just in up here, and then on the top of that, an oil filter cap in steel black. Round to the back here, we've got the tandem pump. In you go, in orange and steel black, looking very good. And underneath that, we've got the thermostat hose, which is in orange and carbon fiber. The only bit that went orange is the little bolt holes, which are then going to get covered by these bolts anyway. So, enough of that. Intake manifold up here, we've done that one in that beautiful orange. Just add a splash more orange colour into that engine bay. The throttle itself is in green and steel black, looking very nice. And then just down here, we've got our exhaust manifold, which is in a forced chrome black, looking very nice. The rest of the exhaust is all pretty much in that forced chrome black, and then our turbocharger is just in a bit of black and white, just for a splash of color. The only bit that went black is the fans in there, which you're never going to see, and this little arm just down here. That was all I could get to happen with it, but it still looks good nonetheless. And that is the finished turbo diesel engine. It was nice and simple, very easy to do. Obviously the insides has got all your gubbins, your normal stuff and all of that. But there we go. Let's get it off the stand. Let's get it dropped into the Hoonivan. In we go then with this turbo diesel engine. I'm looking forward to this. Let's get you in. Let's just get the crane put away, and we're going to crack on because we've got all of the piping to go in. Just want to check it all out first. In that green bolts look fantastic on there. Maybe the orange was a little bit too much, but I'm liking it. All the carbon fiber looks good. The gearbox is going to be in the same color. We'll go and do that one. In fact, we'll go and do that one right now. We'll come back to the piping in a second. Up you go. Let's just crack on. We'll start getting all of this in along with the exhaust. We can get all the engine bay and stuff from here anyway, even though we're going to have to pop it back down again in a minute for the starter. But in with the gearbox in black and green. Looking very nice on there. We do also have our front drive shaft. In you go in the green, and front drive axles in the black, but do have green bolts. Not that you'll see them anyway. Spin around to the other side. Let's get you on. In you go there. And then we'll do the drive shaft, which we've done, obviously, a big carbon fiber one. Just in carbon. We've changed the carbon fiber to match in with the rest of the carbon fiber we got going on, rather than its standard carbon fiber, which in my opinion is a little bit blue, and I don't know why. Let's start from the exhaust up here. So coming out the back of the turbo, you've got all of these exhaust pieces going, wrapping down the car, as you can see there, cutting underneath the, well, around the cross member and then underneath the cross member into a lovely long straight piece. If I could get down to the other end. I did have to do a short piece in the middle just to keep it together, and then down to a mid muffler at the end there that splits it into two. Looking very nice. And then off down the side, round we go into the tips, which we'll get on in just a moment. Ooh, up we go. In fact, we'll come back to the tips in a minute because they're a little bit different than what I normally use. As you can see, they're the big HKS style, but we'll properly come back to them in a moment. That's all of the actual exhaust apart from them tips. So let's get you back down and let's get all this piping in the engine bay finished off and looking fantastic. In we go. Now, coming from round here, obviously the air intake part for our turbo setup. Up you go, wrapping just up the inside of the engine over the top. And then obviously we've got that cutout in the hood. Oh, the hood's open. It's cut out in the hood there where the air's coming in. So we'll pop an air filter on there in a moment. Then we can go out of here. So the clean air coming out needs to then go through and hit into our intercooler, which wraps around the front and then drops down in behind the radiator all the way around, and then obviously into that intercooler in the front there. In you go, which is just behind that front grille. We'll have another look at that one in a second. Comes out the other side. Up we go, nice and cooled down now. It's had that cold air all running through it. Up we go around here, up over the gearbox, round the bend a bit more, and then up we go, up into that intake, which is right at the top of the engine. Keep going up and around. In you go, wrapping around the last piece, and then into that intake in there. Looking very nice. While we're here, spin around. Let's not forget our cheeky little orange starter. Not forced, so it sort of gets a weird sort of brownie colour on it, but still looks good nonetheless. That is all the piping apart from them tips, which we'll crack on in a minute. Oh, let's reopen you back up because we've got an extra bonus part to go in. In you go just there, which is our cheeky little stubbed air filter, as it were. Originally, when I did this, if I just close this hood, I actually had the two air filters, one here and one here. And we opened the hood, it originally came out, and then it went straight across, looped back on itself, and then this piece looped up as well. And you had both air filters in the middle. But again, too many parts, so we had to bin that. And we go underneath that intercooler just there with the orange radiator behind it. Looking very nice. Let's get on and get the exhaust tips on, though, from the back here. I don't think I can actually do this from here, can I? I have to go in from the wheel. There we go. That's what we can do. And then add parts. And then if we go into here, HKS Style B, which is just the performance version. And I've just done them in a body-matched white colour because we've got that carbon fibre, just to give some white tips coming out the end, even though I wanted all that black piping in the engine bay because the engine bay is so white. I wanted to darken it up a little bit. But before we crack on, let's get it up in the air. Let's take a walk out from the underside. Plenty of oranges, a few bits of green in there as well, plus the black looking nice. A few bits of the carbon fibre clipping through with them tubs. But it all looks very good, in my opinion. So back down you go. I'm going to get the liquids topped up. Then we're going to crack on with the window tinting. And then I'm going to pick some wheels for this beautiful Hoonivan. And then we'll be pretty much finished. Just got to get it outside and on the dyno. Oh, I love this van. I think it looks absolutely fantastic. I'm so impressed of how this beast turned out. Looking very good. But anyway, I just like the angles you get with things like this. But anyway, windshield 70% coverage on there. The rear window just in the back there, 100% coverage. And then the two side windows also on 70. We'll check them out in a minute. Front bumper. I'm guessing that's going to be these little lights in here. Or absolutely nothing. We'll go with absolutely nothing. Maybe the alternative bumper has something you can do. I don't know. Rear bumper, round we go. What have we got on all these little lights up here? Do we want to do anything with these? I don't know. What if we put some... We just made them look about the same red as above. It's going to be quite difficult. Oh no, we'll go for that one. Bit darker. About 50%. That's not bad. Let's go with that. Okay, we'll stick with that one. Then the headlight. This is where we end up changing the tail lights in a minute, isn't it? Can't do anything. Let's just put some colour in it. No, can't do anything with the headlights. So let's go back down to the tail lights. I reckon you are going to let me change. I mean, we could smoke it. I kind of like the... What if we... No, that's too much. No, I'm going to leave them as they are. I like them as they are, so we'll leave them. And that's everything. Let's take a seat. Let's just make sure nothing broke while we were trying to sort of do that. Around the back we go. That's all working. That's all working. And the little red bits at the bottom. Now really sort of tip it off. Make it seem a little bit better. Quite pleased with that. But not that we're driving or racing this anywhere. But can we see outside? We can see outside perfectly clearly. There we go. I love this interior. Absolutely love it. It's a shame we had to bring up that console, but we've got a speed shifter and better handbrake, basically. So I'm quite proud of it. It looks very nice. But there we go. That's enough of that. Now we need to sort out some beautiful wheels for this Hoonivan. So let's go and get in painted. This is my undesirable paint shop. So let's just go in and see what we've got. We are going for the MSPM Moonshine Performance TRD 3000 GT style. Now, these are available with the public release version of the TK Aftermarket. I haven't got that wrong. All of the additional rims I've been using that you might have been seeing are available on the public test version of TK Aftermarket, available on Nexus Mods. These are thanks to Multiply. He isn't the maker of TK Aftermarket, but they have been included. So let's jump in and see what sort of colours we can play around with. I already know I kind of want to do that green that we've got on the body, but I don't want it to be full green. I do want something darker in there. Let's go for... That's the carbon I've been using. Can we get it without the green texture in it? No, unfortunately. And that carbon fibre is going to be too big. Yeah, of course it is. Fair enough. That is what it is. Let's carry on and we go into some steel black then. What options have we got? Kind of like that, but again, it's too green. Too black. Can I do that the other way round? I can, and it keeps a bit of black in the middle. I'm hoping that means the bolts are going to go black because we never painted them. Not a fan of the red trim. I wish we could get rid of that. We can, but make it green and make the whole rim black. That's too much. So I think this is what we're going to go for. Let's get you painted, attached to them Toyo race tyres, and then on to the Hoonivan. Just balancing this last rim now, and then we can get the Hoonivan pretty much all finished off. Let's get these rims on and see how good this looks. As I said, is the Moonshine Performance TRD 3000 GT style rims. The rears, right way around, are a 18-inch rim, 315 width, 30 profile, and ET of 40 at the back, just to bring it out a little bit further. That's what this spacer bit is in here. That doesn't quite fully attach, but it is what it is. Never mind. We go up to the front, if I could get there, excuse me. Same rim, same size, 18-inch rim, but it's a 275 width, so slightly less width on it. Still a 30 profile, an ET of 55 to bring this one out even further, which does mean one slightly disappointing thing on this rim. You get that little black trim piece that just pokes out where this sticks out a little bit too far. I don't know what's causing that. I couldn't answer that question, but it's only real visible when you're close up like this. When you take a step away, you can barely even notice it. You can sort of see it a little bit, but it's sort of here and there. But there we go. This should be the van, 100% finished. That's not the screen I want. There it is, all showing 100% finished. Looking absolutely beautiful. I've still got one thing to do, and that's a rear license plate, so I'll go and buy that one in a second. But for now, let's get the beautiful Hoonivan back down on the ground, and then let's get it outside in the sun. Let's get this beautiful Hoonivan all finished then. I mean, she's pretty much there. She looks absolutely fantastic. I love this vehicle. But we've got a rear license plate to do, so off you come with our blank plate, and on with our finishing plate, Hoonivan. Obviously, Hoonivan fits perfectly on that plate. Absolutely love that. So good. So impressed with this vehicle. What do you think? Now it is the time to give this one a score out of 10 in the comments. I think it looks absolutely beautiful in there, especially with all that piping in the engine and everything. Oh, just chef's kiss. Incredibly impressed with my own hard work there. Lovely little pat myself on the back. Obviously, we've got all our bonus parts in the interior as well. Finishing it off, making it look a little bit different. Extra tubbing in the... Oh, it is still white. But just the shadowing on that made it look like I'd painted it black. It was definitely white earlier. That's why I paused. But anyway, fantastic looking extra tubbing in there. Obviously, our wide fender arches with the tubs as well. Looking very nice. And our spoiler. Running board. So many bonus parts. But I do like the interior. Let's take a seat in these Lotus Elise seats with their green stitching or green centerpieces. I don't know. But they look beautiful anyway. I love this vehicle. Absolutely fantastic. But let's get her started up and see what she sounds like. It's a diesel. I don't know what I was expecting, to be honest with you. When it started, I was like, what is that? It's a diesel. Let's give it some gas. Little bit of... Maybe I've done a little bit of over rev on there. You do get just about that little turbo whistle squeezing through on that diesel nonetheless, sounding pretty good. But anyway, let's get this delivery van, that's what it sounds like right now, onto the dyno, see what its horsepower is, what its drag rating will be. It's not a delivery van, this is the Hoonivan. Let's get this turbo diesel Hoonivan all dynoed and see what we end up with. 315 factory horsepower from that turbo diesel all-wheel drive engine. How much have we gained? And what will its drag rating be? A gain of 237, not too bad. Not a full new engine, but still 75%, 3/4 of a whole new engine on top there. So that is pretty good. Bringing us up to 551 total horsepower from the turbo diesel powered Hoonivan. Drag rating of A, 408. We're still in the top class, just not overly that high. Not that we're racing it or anything like that. As I've said, this is one of our show car builds. I need you to give me a score out of 10 for this one so we can get it added to the show car board. I think it's a beautiful van, one of my favourite creations to date. Before we jump any further, let's jump into the tuning and see what we've done with the gearbox today. I have changed it. I made this happen. 269 up the top there for the final ratio. 69k in first gear, up to 420k in fifth gear. Nice. That's all I'm going to say about it. That's the gear tune. I'm not racing it, so I haven't put too much effort into it. I just made it look a bit fancy and some funny numbers in there, shall we call it that. It does have a fully tuned Stage 3 ECU, giving us 16% additional performance tuning, and you can learn how to easily do that every time by checking out the short in the top right hand corner here. Yes, it's a short, less than 60 seconds long. Perfect ECU tune every time. It's also linked in the description below, along with a link to do the carbs perfectly every time as well. So if you want to see how to tune either of them, go and check one of those two videos out. Check them both out, why not? And let me know what you think in the comments. But enough of that. Let's get this beautiful little Hoonivan back outside in the sun, check out some statistics, and see what we've got coming next. Well, here she is then, the beautifully finished Hoonivan, looking absolutely fantastic. Again, one of my favourite builds. I absolutely love how this turned out. I think it looks absolutely fantastic, but it's not about what I think, it's about what you think. So give this one a score out of 10 in the comments so we can get this one added to the beautiful show car board. If it comes in the top 5, it'll be sat outside the shop in the front of the cars just behind me. If it comes in the top 3, I will make a Signature Series t-shirt and mug for it, available at my merch shop, virtualmechanic-shop.fourthwall.com. Go and check it out anyway. And if you get this one into the top 3, we'll make a Signature Series mug and t-shirt. But let's talk facts and figures. I bought the car for $17,163 and could have sold it and lost out on $4,103 at the very beginning of the episode, but we obviously didn't do that. We spent a further $85,333 upgrading, tuning, and modifying and painting this beautiful car, including all this fantastic interior items you see here. Looking absolutely fantastic. Putting our total spend at $102,496. Will there be some money to make from this beautiful little Hoonivan? Let's get in. Let's take a look. Well, there she is. As you can see, all 100% complete. Loving. I really do love this van. I cannot get that point across enough. I absolutely adore how this van turned out. It is one of my favourite liveries of all time, or my recreation thereof. Obviously, it's not a copy. It's not a replica. It's just inspired and using the same sort of principle. But anyway, enough about that. It does have a turbo diesel engine in there that we took from 315 horsepower all the way up to 551, a gain of 75%. That's probably the closest I've ever seen that figure, to be honest. 0.25% off from what it actually said. So I'm happy with that one. But anyway, it was a lot of fun. I definitely really enjoyed it. I hope you've enjoyed it too. But we did spend $102,496 to get it there. If we were to sell it, which we are definitely not, would we make some money? With a sale of $114,615, would leave us with a profit of $12,119, which isn't the greatest amount of profit, but is still a profit nonetheless from this beautiful Hoonivan. I absolutely love this. I think it is a stunning vehicle. I love the livery. I hope you guys have enjoyed this build as much as I have enjoyed creating it and then well and truly building it today, designing this livery and all of that and making everything so it kind of goes together and looks pretty awesome. I've definitely had a lot of fun with it, and I hope you have too. Before we move on, I just want to say, if any of you are in South Devon this coming Sunday, the 9th of September, I will be at Brixham Classic Car Show. So if you want to come and say hi to me and you're in the area, pop on down. I think you can buy tickets at the gate. I think they're quite cheap. I'm not sure. It's not sponsored or anything. I've not asked to be there. It's just I am going to the Classic Car Show. And if you are there, be nice to say hi. So if you spot me, come and say hi. And it's not like any of you know what I look like, really. So if it's nice weather, I shall be wearing one of these hats. My merch hat, obviously. If it's not so nice weather, I shall be wearing one of these hats, which is still my merch as well. So it's the white hat if it's nice weather, the black and red hat if it's not so nice weather. And I will also be wearing one of our Signature Series t-shirts. There it is. So if you see anyone wandering around in this gear, it is 100% me. And feel free to come over and say hi, have a chat, whatever you want to do. Take a picture if you really, really want to. But do come and say hi. Don't just take a picture lurking in the shadows if you do see me, because that is very, very weird. But if you want to come and say hi, please feel free to do so. There we go. Little shameless self come and meet me plug at the Brixham Car Show. Classic Car Show, should I add. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to it. And I will post some pictures up on my Facebook and Instagram and all of that when I'm back from it. Probably not the same day, but later on. But anyway, enough of that. Don't forget to give this beautiful Hoonivan a score out of 10 in the comments so we can get it added to the show car board. Where will it end up? Hopefully, at least within the top 5 here, so it can sit alongside the Hoonipegasus, or near the Hoonipegasus at least. But hopefully the top 5, hopefully the top 3, or it would be a shame to see any of these knocked out their slots. If I'm being honest, my least favourite out of that top 3 is the Dodge. It is in 3rd place. I still absolutely love it. I love all of these cars. I think they're all fantastic. But if we can get it into the top 3, Signature Series t-shirt and mug, if we can get it into the top 5, it'll be displayed out here. And sadly, we'll have to say goodbye to the Dodge. There it is. But let's move on. What have we got coming up next? We're back to the new items from BDA Silver Carvalho. And this one is the Chevrolet Caprice Mark IV. We did the Mark III, I think, before. Now we're going to do the Mark IV. There is only the one config, so you don't need to worry. And I'm pretty sure it is available in all of the places. I don't think I added anything, so you can get it from anywhere. I bought mine from the auction house, as per usual. And the conditions, not that bad, in all honesty. We've seen plenty worse. But the question is, did we get a good deal? No, of course not. 45,190 is what I paid for this. Ouch. And I could only sell it for 36,645, losing out on 8,545 before we begin, which is a bit of a shame. I'm going to open this one up again. We will test this one wherever you want to see it. You want to see it on the gravel track? I hope not. But let me know in the comments below. You want to see it in the racetrack? Let me know. You want to see it on the drag strip? Let me know. Whoever gets the most votes, that's where we'll take it. So simple as that. The engine in this one is currently the V8 single overhead cam FME engine. And we can swap it to any one of these. So, you know, if you have a specific one you want to see, let me know. If not, we may just stick with the FME. Depends where we're going. If we're going to the drag strip, I'm just going to pick whichever's most powerful. If we're going to the racetrack and nobody suggests an engine, I may just stick with the FME. Same with the gravel track. So let me know in the comments below what you want to see for the Chevrolet Caprice Mark IV. I'm looking forward to it. Definitely got some liveries. We can already see there's a police car livery on there now. It should look pretty good. We just got some customization options to go. So do join us back here on Monday for the Chevrolet Caprice Mark IV. Hopefully it's going to be a lot of fun, and let me know where you want to see it. Don't forget to give me a score out of 10 for the Hoonivan. Looking absolutely fantastic. And if you want access to that config and livery, as well as all of those configs and liveries, you can do so by becoming a member of the VM Garage Club. On screen now, £2.99 a month. Obviously, you get access to my configs and liveries, where I post them all on the Discord server, which is a private Discord server for just you guys, me, and a couple of the other people who have helped me out with mods and stuff over the time. So there's a few of us in there. Come and say hi. Come and have a chat. It's a lovely place where we can have a bit of a conversation. And if you want any help, I'm sure I will be happy to help you, and I'm sure the other people in there will have no problem either. Not only that, obviously, as I said, you get access to configs and liveries, but you do also get early previews of every single one of my builds at the bare minimum the day before, sometimes even a couple of days before. Who knows? And I also always ask for help with my custom configs and livery. I don't always. Sometimes I ask for help with my custom configs and liveries. But there we go. If you want to sign up, please do. £2.99 a month. It definitely helps me out, massively supports the channel, and just makes me feel better. And if you can make me feel better, then I feel like I'm a better person for it. I guess that kind of makes sense. But anyway, these guys on screen are the current channel members. They're all absolute legends. I love all of you. It's nice to chat with you in the Discord. Enough about that, though. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to leave a like if you did. Give me the score out of 10 in the comments below and any suggestions for that Chevrolet Caprice for the next episode. And yeah, hit subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you all so much for watching. Have a beautiful day, whatever it is you're getting up to. And as always, I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.
Like and subscribe for Virtual Mechanic.